Joining us for this segment is Raelyn Dessart, our Senior Sales and Events Supervisor at Visit Central Florida Sports.
That is me.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
So this is a little extra fun for me because Raelyn and I have worked together from the beginning. I mean, you were the first set of interns that we had come in the building, and you made me actually absolutely forget my rule, which is don't learn the intern names, right? So just like the farm, right? You don't name your animals, so you don't learn the names of the interns because they don't stick around. You have. It's an absolute pleasure to be here 8 years later.
I know, 8 years.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I had to make that decision. I was going in my junior year of college when that decision was made. So it was very much like, all right, well, I guess this is what I'm going to do for my career.
Yeah, and
I love it.
Brag on her a little bit. Worked full time and finished school at the same time.
And
here.
worked at the Tiger Stadium at the same time.
That's right. You were working for Ron. I forgot about that.
Two full-time jobs and school.
Yeah.
Don't recommend, but it was a great experience.
It's definitely paid off because you've been very successful.
Thank you. Thank you.
So from here, you have started doing sort of the dirty work, right? That everyone starts with, which is, I will poor Emily who's here now. So the dirty work is lining up the guests for the sports shows and doing some of the paperwork and run tournaments. So you cut your teeth in the running field, which is something you weren't familiar with beforehand. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so definitely I've had 5 different roles here at sports marketing, so I've got a little taste of everything. So yeah, no, I mean, it was a great experience. I'm happy to have done all of those roles because it gives you a better perspective on what you're asking those that work with you to do. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have had it any other way. Great part was I was single when I started working those events. So now that I'm married and I get to kind of pull back a little bit. But yeah, no, I mean, just a great experience overall. I really enjoyed it.
Just talk about, with your 8 years, again, as an intern and as a full-time person, just talk about some of the memorable events and some of your favorite events that you've dealt with over that time.
Yeah, so we have 300 a year, so there's a lot of options. But I will say some that stick out based on my sales role was ACL Cornhole when we hosted them Super Bowl weekend during COVID actually. So that was kind of a wrench in the plans. But we had 4 NFL players play in the tournament, and it was just really neat. It was the first time the facility in Winter Haven had been on ESPN. It was one of the first events I've done on ESPN. We had some commercial inventory, and it was just a really unique opportunity to bring cornhole to the market, and that wasn't something we were typically already doing. So yeah, it's been a great experience. We've hosted them several times now after. And then lastly, I would say the Gator basketball game we hosted last December. That was another televised event, which was an awesome opportunity. And that was actually born from, we were actually trying to help out for the Fort Myers Tip-Off Classic because it was going to have to be relocated due to a hurricane. And we ended up, they ended up going back to Fort Myers, which we were very happy they were able to return to their home. But a year later, they were like, actually, because you were trying to help us out, like we would love to bring the Gator game to you all. So we did get the opportunity, and it was awesome to see 3,000 people come into the RP Funding Center and get to be a part of that. So
it's always nice to have those types of events come in.
Yeah.
I mean, aside from the 300 plus, but to have those really special events with big time teams coming in, and especially with the big Gator following that's in this town, in this county.
Yeah.
So
yeah, especially this town. A little bit extra for this town with his name slipping out. Sorry, Neil, his name slipping out of my head. But a little extra tie there. One thing that has impressed me watching you as you've grown in the role is the mentorship that you have passed on to others. So you are a mentor through Sports ETA, and you've also taken the time to really work with a lot of our interns as they've come up and done time in the office as well. So tell us about that.
Yeah, I mean, I was really fortunate to have a lot of mentors in my career path, and not to say that I'm old, because I'm still pretty young, but I was just very fortunate to roll into having some of the best. I mean, my mentor Kevin Smith, I mean, he's in the Hall of Fame in our industry, and he's just been there for me through the whole process, and I want to extend that favor to our youth, especially the youth females that are looking to get into sports, or don't maybe know that this is an option for them. So, you know, helping them in any way that I can and mentoring them, that's a passion of mine. We actually started a women's collective group out on the road at trade shows, with keeping in mind that not all women maybe have that opportunity on the road to have a network of women. So that's something that we started this year, and it's been going great. We have, you know, different, and there are events like, let's go for a group run in the morning so we all feel safe when we're together, and, you know, let's go have ice cream or go to a coffee shop and talk about industry trends that we're seeing, or maybe how to break through the market as a female in the sports world. So there's a lot of opportunity, and I speak at college career fairs and classrooms and sport management classes, and I just really love it because that's how I got this job, was through exactly that. So I'm happy to extend the favor.
Just, you know, kind of talking, you said you are, and you absolutely are young, you know, but, you know, when you bring in these events, a lot of the stuff I know you like to focus on too is the event experience. Yeah. So having a younger person, when you're dealing with bringing in younger athletes, whether they be a U10 soccer tournament up to a college, you know, showcase baseball event. Yeah. You know, you're always trying to do the event experience type stuff. Just talk about that and how it showcases Polk County as well, yeah, from an attraction and an accommodation standpoint.
Yeah, so I was really fortunate to play college athletics, and the experiences that I received, actually played NAIA, and the team that I was on my freshman year, we went to the World Series, which was amazing. I'm so blessed to have had the opportunity, but that gave me insights into what it truly is to experience that championship level and that well thought out, put together event where you get to be celebrated. And I think that that's so important, no matter what the level of athlete that's coming in, is that they leave here feeling like they were celebrated and that they were here to get to enjoy everything that there is to offer, because not all of them are aware of what there is. So specifically for FHSAA, which is coming up, we've really dove into that. We have done, you know, welcome digital billboards around the county, which is something that I got to have during the World Series too, and it was really cool as a team. We're like driving through the bus and you just see this big billboard, like it made you feel so special. And then we did downtown pole banners in downtown Lakeland. We're doing them now at the RP Funding Center. You know, it just says like "Welcome to FHSA Championships." We're talking about doing window clings so that the local area knows. But then we are doing like photo displays so that there's opportunity to, you know, share on social. And last year we did hats that were Polk bound to kind of play on when you're in the World Series at the college level, like when you get like Oklahoma bound, when you win a regional, and kind of extending that to the high school level so that they get to experience that too. Because some of them aren't going to play college athletics. This may be their only experience in that. So, yeah. And
by getting that, they remember the experience, and when they get older and they get married and have children, and they want to come back.
Yeah. Absolutely, and like I said, those are some of my greatest memories, was with my team and getting to do those things that we were celebrated. We got to walk on the red carpet. We got to see videos from home, all of those things. So those are stories they get to tell when they get back home or when they want to come back to Polk County. They remember where they were when that happened. So.
We'll let you brag just a little bit more. You have also been the sort of the champion for the Fieldhouse, the Advent Health Fieldhouse in Winter Haven. You've kept that full practically all the time with different events, an awful lot of volleyball, an awful lot of gymnastics, an awful lot of. Tell us about that experience, because that's a different space to try to fill.
Yeah. So actually, when I jumped into this sales role, actually indoor, it existed, but not to the extent, because we didn't have the field house before. So we really couldn't host, you know, these massive volleyball tournaments. So yeah, no, I mean, it's been really fun to get to be a part of that, and to get to bring in variety and offer something that Polk County didn't have before. But yes, it is very busy. It is very difficult to get a date. I mean, we're booking 3 years out at this point. And just to get, I mean, Winter Haven is my hometown, so it's like to get to be a big part of my own local community. Like, I love that. I love that. I get to showcase my city, my bias. But yeah, no, it's been a really unique opportunity.
Until we bring back the spelling bee, right? No.
We love the spelling bee.
So for viewers, Raelyn and I sort of championed the spelling bee for a couple of years, and it was a labor of love, but it was a labor. So thank you for joining us, Raelyn.